Hey guys, it's Sam.
And Jack from Tech Fusions here.
We hope you are well and safe, and today we're going to be taking a look at hire scooters. Are they worth it in 2021?
Let's find out. Okay, so hire scooters have actually been around here now for almost 8-9 months, and they've actually changed the game quite a lot in terms of electric scooters. I mean, the first and most obvious thing is of course making them completely legalised. Privately owned electric scooter, it is still not legal yet. So they've actually brought quite a lot in terms of electric scooters. But how are they and how are they to use every day? Let's find out. So one of the most obvious benefits is that you can actually use them to get to A to B in another way, which is an alternative way of transport. So instead of driving or using the bus, and particularly with COVID-19, it's a much better and sometimes safer way to travel as well. And that is one big plus of using hire scooters.
I don't know about you guys, but we love electric scooters. We've actually taken quite a few electric scooters out, including this ginger electric scooter. So if you want to see the review, in the top right hand corner on the iCards. So there's some pros and cons of using a hire electric scooter. What are those? We're going to cover them in this review.
So one of the really cool things about the hire electric scooters is the fact that you can travel from A to B in another way. And what I mean by another way is rather than using a car or a bus or a train or something like that. So it's just another way of getting around, and also it's more environmentally friendly, the fact that you're using an electric device, which is pretty cool. And if you're just going somewhere quite short, I think having those options for hire scooters is really useful.
Definitely, I definitely agree with you there, Jack, and it's one of the most fun ways to travel. I love riding around on an electric scooter. You get to A to B really fast, and you get to see some great sceneries on the way.
So I guess that leads us on to one of the downsides of an electric scooter which you can hire, and that is that you can't always guarantee how well charged they are. And a prime example of us earlier trying to find some, and most of them only had about 2 or 3 bars, which isn't good if you want to go far. So while they're great, I guess finding a charged one can sometimes be quite difficult, but in a way that's a good thing because it shows they're clearly really popular and they're clearly being used.
So one of the cons with electric scooters, the higher ones anyway, unfortunately people without a driver's license are getting their hands on the scooter. Don't know how, but people are actually unlocking the scooters. People underage, so under the age of 18, are unlocking the scooters and taking them out for a ride, which gives us and electric scooters a bad rap.
And it's actually quite sad because electric scooters are actually so great, and it's so good that they're getting used, and the fact that people who aren't using them is a shame. But it's also not the electric scooter company's fault, and that's something just to bear in mind there. But it is a shame because you don't want electric scooters to have a bad name, because there are so many pluses to them as well.
So Jack, tell me another pro of these electric hire scooters.
So one of the great things about the hire scooter schemes is that they're almost paving the way for full legalisation of electric scooters. For anybody who uses electric scooters is probably aware that they are only allowed on private land at the moment and not on public roads. And one of the cool things about the hire scooters is that this does change that, because you can use it in Milton Keynes anyway on roads and redways, which is pretty cool.
So a con of the electric scooters, unfortunately people are dumping them in random places. They're just leaving them, abandoning the scooters, chucking them in bushes. You might have seen articles online like this where people are abandoning the scooters and just leaving them in random locations. We definitely don't recommend people vandalising these electric scooters. They're here for us to use and take advantage of, but do not mess about and vandalise these scooters. It's going to cost the company a cost, and they might in turn get rid of these hire electric scooters, which we absolutely don't want.
No, and that's something we really do not want. We love them, we think they're great, and we're quite lucky where we live we have lots of hire scooters here. And I think because we just love electric scooters, we really want the hire scheme to do really well.
So what are your thoughts on electric scooters? Let us know in the comments down below. Have you been on a hire electric scooter? Do you own one? Let us know in the comments down below. Another pro of the hire electric scooters are the app. so you can find where the scooter is located via the mobile app. Now some mobile apps are better than others, as you can see with our reviews up in the top iCard on the playlist. You can actually see the different hire scooters we've used, but the app is really cool actually. So you can see the location, you can see how much battery life the scooter has, and on some apps you can actually reserve the scooter.
And I think that's what's really cool, and the fact that they're using technology so well makes all the big difference. The apps work quite well, and at least you know how much charge your scooter is going to be, because the last thing you want to do is get there and then the scooter is just not charged, which we've seen before, but if we just checked the app, we wouldn't have had that problem.
If you're enjoying the video, make sure you hit that like button and let us know in the comments down below what are your thoughts on electric scooters.
This was Jack
and Sam from Tech Fusions.
Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the next Tech Fusions video.